What's going on, guys? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Great end to the week, hopefully for you guys, as it has been for myself. After our rough day yesterday, we came back today, fought to or live to fight another day. We fought today. We took two trades, just getting the feet wet after yesterday's loss, just showing a little bit of growth there. Right now, we're still in the market's still trading. We got about 3 minutes to the close, but I figured I'd go ahead and get started on the video. Like I said, I only took two trades today. Uh, kept it simple, kept it within my setup limits, not doing what I did yesterday, keeping size down. I had been trading over the past several weeks the minis, the E mini, and not the micros. I've been trading the E mini because I've been getting a lot more consistent in the sense of trading my setups. And then yesterday's debacle. I got over leveraged on a setup that I thought was uh, actually wasn't a setup. I should have gotten out of the trade when I got caught in the trade up here in J period. Coming back in on the day after I got stopped out of that trade, I should have just stepped back and not traded anything and waited to see what the market wanted to do. Instead, I decided to keep on uh, buying, getting stopped out, buying, getting stopped out, buying, and eventually getting stopped out for a pretty massive loss on the day, a $2,000 loss on the day yesterday. Basically wiping away a lot of gains. Not all the gains that I have, because thankfully there's three accounts, but uh, $2,000 on one account is a pretty big hit. Today we fought back, made a little bit of that money back, still got about it's going to take me probably the rest of this month trading with small size to get back into the range where I was as far as profitability goes. But we made two good trades. I'll review those here in a minute. Uh, Friday was an absolute wacky day. Today was a wacky day. If you cannot tell from the way this profile looks, from the way the market looks, these candles look nutty. So let's go ahead and start breaking it down. What occurred today? All right. So in the overnight session, we were pretty much short overnight, um, short below the previous day's low. So, oh, there's the closing bell right there. Go ahead and get that out the way. So we opened up right here at 41.40, both below the low of day from yesterday and the previous days are what was that? Wednesday's price probe, right? So we opened up below Thursday's low, and then we open up below the previous day or Wednesday's price probe with a gap. Just showing you how emotional this market can be. We've had gaps, I believe 65% of the trading year so far, 65% of the days that we've traded so far this year, and we're only in the second month. Uh, so and not even that far into it. Keep that in mind. But opened up with a gap. Buyers and shorts began to cover. We pushed back above that price probe, filled the gap, got back in the previous day's range, and then continued to push up. Initially, A and B period were a little bit confused because there was some economic data that came out. We had non-farm payroll that came in better than expected. I believe it was like 526,000 versus the 130 that was expected. So very good. As far as a number beat system goes, I mean, you had more jobs reported, um, but as far as payrolls go, however, that doesn't mean it's good for the economy. That just means, or not the economy, but for rates. It just means that the Fed will be more comfortable raising interest rates, knowing that the economy is doing well in the sense of jobs. People have jobs. People can afford things, so they're comfortable raising rates until this inflation starts to cease and or decrease. So yeah, anyway, numbers don't really mean a whole lot, but however, it did impact part of the move in A and in B period. We had a large initial balance in A and B period, but B period could not take out A's low after we dipped below the previous day's low. Couldn't take out A's low. Couldn't get back down to the price probe. So we rotated back up, took out A's high, and began one time framing up. However, good trade idea, and I was saying this to Paul because he was thinking about he actually took a short, I believe, against value low, made money on it early on in A period. I didn't get into any trades until E period, but early on he was shorting on pops up, and he did well as far as shorting goes. But I think the better play was one that he got hurt on was once B period popped A's high, and we were finding a little bit of acceptance inside of previous day's value range. You felt the odds were good at that point to go and get the non-wide point of control up here. So you could have gotten long once you've taken out A's high. Maybe put your stop below a few ticks or a few points below A's high, but get long above A's high inside of value to move up to that non-wide point of control. From there to there, you're looking at 23-point gain. Your risk maybe 10 points, get really good return there. So the trade early on was a long majority of the day. Pullbacks were being bought up. We had a set of single prints here in B period after A opened up, or after B opened up. We had a set of single prints. They got filled. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know why it does that. But we had a set of single prints that got filled late in the day. Gets extra zoomed in here, boys. All right. We had a set of single prints. They got filled later in the day, right? So C, D grinds up higher. C period just barely misses getting that non-wide point of control at 90. The high was 91.75. 9 wide was at 92. D period couldn't take out C's high. You could tell the market was starting to get a little too long here. Something that you can see on the actual profile is, but you can't see on my screen, is there's a lot of volume that was being built up here, and D period couldn't take out C's high, so we rotated back down. Got 3 wide, so create a 3 wide point of control. E period pushed up, finally got that 9 wide point of control, but couldn't get much past it. Couldn't even get to the previous day's value high, or take out where change took place yesterday above C's high. So on the push up, good short opportunity against the previous day's value high and against that C high there. So you're risking, 2.5 points to the upside if you're shorting around the high here, 94, short 93 maybe. So you're risking 3 points. If you short 92, you're risking 5 points at the most to come back in and rotate down to D's low at 80, which was the point of control at the time. So taking a short up there on fading the edge on the day was a good chance. That happened. We get a reversal bar in E period as emotional traders that were getting long up here. You could see it. I actually got short in E period. That's when I got involved, was once we got above the non-wide point of control, and I could see that we weren't really getting momentum and more buyers into this market to push this up higher. Knowing that previous day uh, buyers got trapped up here, knowing that there was some supply in that range, I got short around 92. I got added on 93, and then I added on when we came in 91. So I had 3 lot. We rotated in. This is the micros, of course. Like I said, I wasn't trading the minis. I'm taking a step back from the minis, throwing the training wheels on, right? As I stated in yesterday's video, got to have the training wheels. But we pulled back in E period down to the point of control at 80, and I got out for a really good profit on a 3 lot. Next trade I took was also in E period. After taking out D's low, we stopped the one time framing up, pulled back into the set of single prints where I had resting bids on all 3 of my accounts, around 70 and 71. And then I had on another account a bid set down at around 66 where half back was, because we were 4 wide up here. I figured This was also later in E's time frame, so as it was getting ready to close, a new F period was coming up. We had a good chance to possibly get an afternoon pullback low, which was what I was looking for at the time in F period. So we pulled back into the set of single prints, knowing that there would be buyers here like myself, and anybody that was trapped short from the day's low would be looking to potentially get out of the position at that point. So bids were resting there, became a target. We rotated down into it in E period. I got filled at 71 even, and I basically had my full position on at 71. Um, a 3 lot on one account, 2 lot on another, and then on the other account, like I said, I had that bid sitting down at 66 that we never got in E period. So once F opened up, we pulled back, started a 1 time frame down, but didn't get much further into the set of single prints. We didn't even fill it. I had my stop just below half back. Half back at the time was at 66, 41.66. I had my stop below 41.64. So I was risking a little bit of points, but it was micro, so I was okay. I was comfortable with the amount I was risking. Um, it wouldn't have hurt me too much on the trade. I would have lost maybe $100 at that instead of a grand like I did yesterday. So kept the risk small. Felt like odds were good. If we filled the single prints, that we'd at least rotate back up to D's low to get 9 wide. And so I had my offer set up at D's low was 80.50. I had my offers set up at 80 flat. So once F couldn't get much further into the single prints, couldn't fill the set of single prints, bids hit the market. We rotated up, we pushed up, we got 4 wide at that point, or 5 wide here at 80.50. So point of control is still holding strong in this area. Point of control was still holding strong right there. Just color that yellow so you guys understand. Point of control is right there. We rotated up in the F period. I got out of my trade at 80. Really good trade. Could have held on to the day's high. I could have, but I was comfortable, and that was my target at 80. So we filled. I got my target, made really good, almost, roughly 8 points on that trade to the upside on 2 of my accounts, and like I said, I didn't get the other. Took my offer out. Then late in G period, we took out F's high, couldn't get back to the day's high, rotated back down low, had another reversal bar, and that's when things started to change in the market. We filled the set of single prints, and then we just basically had a slow liquidation down to the day's low, eventually getting back to our opening. Near it, didn't quite get it. Traded right around the price probe for J, K, L, and M. Basically, the last 2 hours of the day, trade in a small, tight range. Really good risk reward trades after H period because you were 1 time frame and down still because you're 1 time frame and down in F. G stopped it, and then H began 1 time frame and down again. J or I continued to 1 time frame down, and then we had an inside bar J. So J, you could have taken a short against I's high. K, you could have taken a short against J's high. Put your stop above it or just above I's high. So good risk reward there because we rotated back down to the lows. K against J's high, like I said. L against K's high. So L's high was 54. K's high was 56. So you risk 2 points to the upside. So you short 54. We rotated back down, set new lows on the day, got below the opening. And then same thing here in M period. You could have shorted 53, stop above 54. You rotated all the way down to 40, back to the opening. We ended up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide down here. So point of control got moved from up here to 8 wide down low. So sellers took control late in the day. Initially, buyers were in control as they had a lot in their favor. They had the overnight highs. They had value high, or not value, they had value basically unchanged at the time, or just slightly overlapping the lower. and then we were one time framing up, had single prints, the initial balance high. So a lot of things were in the favor of buyers early on in the day until G period. So initially, part of the day looked like a P shape for short covering. Um, so if you look here, it kind of looks like a P. If I were to outline that, it would look like a lowercase p. So it looked like a P shape for short covering. And then late in the day, you had what looks like a B shape for long liquidation, which is exactly what happened. Longs that were buying up here weren't getting paid. They liquidated, and inventory got absorbed down here at the lows. So that's initially what happened in the intraday today. I know that was a little bit long-winded, but I like to get into depth on what occurred, how I traded. Like I said, I only took those two trades. I faded the extreme in E, took the long in E, held it through F period, and then got paid in F period. So in an hour span, I made decent money. Finished up on the day, not a lot, but uh, enough to make me happy. All right, so today's low was 41.35. Let's go ahead and mark that on our charts, and then we'll look into the larger time frames. 3. We're not going to mark. We just finished today with today's low and today's high. That's all we got. Today's low and today's high. No afternoon rally highs, no afternoon pullback low, no extremely wide point of control. Will I ignore or will we ignore an 8 wide point of control? No, but it is not anything of significance. 94 was the high, so we'll mark that. High day. So, what did we do? We just put the daily into a 2-day balance. We're not going to call it a 3-day because we didn't even get too much into the upper distribution from Wednesday. So we're just going to call it a 2-day balance using today as the low and then yesterday as the high. So 4208.50 is our high because we took out that low from yesterday. We'll use today's low at 41.35 as our balance low. So we're in a pretty decent size balance, not too small, not too large. If we take out on Monday, today's low will be one time framing down. If we take out Wednesday's high and fill the gap, we'll be one time framing up on our daily. Now let's go ahead and look at the larger time frames here so I can show you. So far, monthly, battling to find acceptance above that 41.41 level. Battling to find acceptance above that 41.41 level. So far, it's looking decent. We're still, in my opinion, in a much larger balance, but yes, you can call the monthly trending up, one time framing up. Weekly closed up on the week pretty good. Weekly, one time framing up, 4 weeks in a row. You can say 5 if you include this week, but I'm saying 4 weeks in a row. We are one time framing up. Uh, really good ranges on the weeks so far. Like I said, we're looking for acceptance above that 41.41 level, which also happens to be that outside week down that we had. So we took back that massive sell tail, breaking out of this downward trend line, saying higher highs, higher lows on the weekly time frame. Trend looks to be changing a little bit. And then we'll look at our daily. So weekly's one time framing up, trending up, setting higher highs, higher lows. And then let's go into our daily. I need to adjust this daily balance because that is the old 4-day balance that we were in. We broke out of that balance. We were one time framing up 2 days in a row, 1, 2, and then we came back into an initial 2-day balance using 4208.50 as our high. So we're going to make this a 2-day balance. 4208.50, a 42-day. 2-day balance high, and then today's low at 41.35. 41.35 as our 2-day balance low. So that's what, can you call it a 3-day? You can. You can encompass this low here, but I'm not going to. I think I'm better off saying we are in a 2-day balance because we didn't take back much of that massive trend day from Wednesday. So 2-day balance is what we're going to call it. If we take out today's low coming Monday, we'll be one time framing down and we'll look to rotate down to 40.08, 48.50, which is also where our single prints are on our intraday. However, if we take out 42.08.50 on the upside, we'll be one time framing up. We look to fill that gap and then rotate up higher. So hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you did make it to the end of this video. Maybe comment below if there's anything you'd like me to look at. I appreciate it. Keep you guys in. Catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you.